Hello everyone and welcome to the highlight video for game number 2 of the NLCS between the Montreal Expos and the Red Bombers. We came into this game with a 1-0 series lead, trying to make it to the Backyard World Series, and there is a lot to get to starting right away in the top of the first. Dante Robinson leading off and hitting a floater to left field that is mishandled as the two Red Bombers players collide, and it's a lead-off double trying to get us off to a great start. But 3 batters later, he's still on second with 2 outs, and Vladimir Guerrero seemingly flies out to the center fielder, but she drops it, and that allows Dante Robinson to score. Vladimir Guerrero ends up getting caught in a rundown, tries to extend the play as much as he can, but in the end he is tagged out. Going to the bottom of the first with the 1-0 lead, Yvonne Carter leads off and is able to beat out an infield single, and that brings up Sophie Meyer 2 batters later with a runner on second, and she hits a grounder past Pablo Sanchez for a single, and Claudia Villarta, who is now on base, has wicked speed, which she uses to tie the game. Things settle down a bit from there. Top of the third, Dante Robinson tries to get us going again. This one again is not caught, and he tries to go to second, but he is forced into a rundown and is thrown out at first base. So we go to the bottom of the fourth, where Sophie Meyer unleashes on a corkscrew pitch, hits a line drive and a solo home run to give the Red Bombers their first lead of the game, 2-1. Sophie Myers was incredible in this series, just making great plays and dominating with the bat. Later in the inning, runner on first, steals second. Dante throws a little late, and it gets past Pablo Sanchez, so the runner goes to third, which sets up Tony Delvecchio to hit the undergrounder. An undergrounder from Tony Delvecchio easily scores the runner from third base, but he does try to go to second, and we get him out there. So the inning ends, but we are down 3-1. However, in the top of the fifth, Luann Louis and Dante Robinson use their speed to get on base, and Pablo Sanchez hits a towering fly ball. We weren't sure if it had the distance. Tony Delvecchio tries to catch it, but it is no use as the ball sneaks over the fence for a big-time 3-run home run from Pablo Sanchez, the superstar player himself, getting the job done, leading by example, and giving us a 1-run lead in the fifth, which would end up carrying until the bottom of the sixth, when that woman again, Sophie Meyer, unleashes another one, this time to right field. This one even more of a no-doubter than her first one. A game-tying solo home run for Sophie that gets the game to 4-4, and there it would stay into the top of the seventh. Dante Robinson once again hitting a floater. This one to right field that is not caught, and he gets to second base for another double. Pablo Sanchez works a walk, and Keisha Phillips comes up, and she gets a hold of one, hits it to left over the fence, no doubt about it. Our second 3-run homer of the game, this one just as big as the first, as it gives us a seemingly decisive 7-4 advantage in the 7th inning. We're feeling good. Keisha Phillips starting to get into that early season form at the perfect time. But in the bottom of the 7th, the Red Bombers remind us that they will not go quietly into the night. Tony Delvecchio getting a leadoff single, and then Ingrid Dahlman, who hadn't done much with the bat in this series, gets a hold of one and hits a 2-run home run, which cuts the deficit to 7-6. So we maintain the lead through the 7th inning, but this was a big reminder that we were not out of the woods yet, and Sophie Meyer reminded us in the bottom of the 8th that there was a long way to go. Fortunately for us, she doesn't hit it out, and it stays as a single. But the very next batter, Susan Gore, another person who had not been hitting that well, she gets a hold of the pitch from Luann Louis and hits it over the fence for a go-ahead 2-run home run. And all of the sudden, we are staring down the barrel of defeat going into the 9th inning. But the Red Bombers weren't done. 8-7, Murray Goldman gets one to Pablo Sanchez. He is safe. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. But Luann steps up. In the last batter she would face in the game, she fields it, gets the force at home, and gets us out of the jam. So we are trying to survive in the top of the 9th when they bring Sophie Meyer on to pitch. And Keisha Phillips legs out an infield single off a big freeze pitch, which is huge for us because Vladimir Guerrero is able to unleash a screaming line drive past the right fielder. Keisha Phillips easily makes third, and we threaten with first and third and nobody out when Ernie Steele comes up, and it looks like he is going to absolutely destroy this pitch, but he hits it right off the pitcher. It deflects perfectly back to the catcher, and he's thrown out. So all of a sudden, second and third and 1 out, but Annie Frazier gets the job done. Screaming line drive to left center field, scores Keisha Phillips, ties the game at 8, gives us first and third. She steals second, and Mikey Thomas on a 3-0 count. We give him the green light, and he delivers with a line drive, fly ball to center field. Should have been caught. Didn't matter because Vladimir Guerrero was going to score either way. We take the 9-8 lead. Jocinda Smith then gets a single to right field, a massive insurance run for us. Great piece of hitting from Jocinda Smith there. Gets it to 10-8. And the rally finally ends when we try to anticipate Dante hitting it. Wanted to give our slower runners as much of a head start as possible, but they get thrown out. So bottom of the 9th, we bring in Ernie Steele to get the save. Claudia Villarta is up, and she hits it to deep left field. Luann unable to track it to make the catch, and Claudia Villarta determined with her speed that she was just going to circle the bases, and there was nothing we could do about it. Cuts the deficit to 10-9 for Sophie Meyer, who strikes out Ernie Steele with a massive strikeout of Sophie Meyer, who had been 4 for 4 with 2 home runs. If the Bombers were going to tie the game, she was probably the one to do it. And Ernie Steele finishes it off by striking out Kathy Wolf on the corkscrew pitch. We survive and advance with a 10-9 win in an absolutely epic game number 2. We move on to the Backyard World Series. What a contest. That is what playoff baseball is all about.